Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of MiCannaCast. I'm Cannadave.
And I'm Groovee.
On this episode, we're going to be talking about the MORE Act. It just passed the other day, which is pretty big news. It passed the House, and we're going to get into that, how we feel and what we think is going to happen. We also have a strain review we're going to be doing. Groovee picked up some Highlight Farms at a dispo out in...
Humblebee Provisioning, way out in Frederick, Michigan. So you're talking...
All right.
I don't know, somewhere up here towards the upper...
Okay.
Towards the left. So not Traverse City, not towards Gaylord. It's a little bit different in between somewhere. So either way, really small town. It was just like a drive up. Super cool. Honestly, just because like I'm not totally used to going to like dispos out there. Because I remember one time when I was visiting family, or no, well, I think the next time I was just driving to the UP. It's not as easy to find them when they're up there. You know, it's just really not. But
it's crazy they have them up there now, but that's what it is with medical and adult use, I bet. Was it adult use? Was it 21 and up?
Yes, it was adult use. My favorite thing was it just had a giant sign and just said marijuana.
Huh.
I was like, tight.
At least you know what it is.
They're right to the point. It's marijuana. Like, I mean, it's not. I mean, it is medicinal as well for like certain perspectives, but it wasn't there. It's adult use.
So is this Humblebee processing dispo place familiar with the concentrate brand that we've seen out there? The Humblebee processing. It was their stuff. Okay, and with COVID and everything, with like the lockdown that we're in, were you able to actually go in, or did you have to do curbside?
It was car. It was pull up.
So
that's that. Again, that was a little bummer because, like I said, I was a little. We'll talk about everything, but let's just say, like, when you don't get to see it, you don't really know. Because I got some stuff we're gonna hopefully reviewing here soon. The patches. So
yep, I saw those. I'm excited to try that.
We'll talk about that later. Why I was disappointed. It's not a big deal. But
do you want to get in? Do you want to get into the review first, or do we want to get into the MORE Act first? Let's smoke.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to need to smoke after we talk about the MORE Act, so maybe you're right. Maybe
so let's get in the MORE Act first, because it's going to get us...
You're probably right there, because I'm probably... Because if you caught the last live stream, Wake and Bake, that we do 9 a.m.s on Saturdays, I may have got a little pumped.
Groovee got a little bit heated, and by a little bit, it was good heated, but it was good. It was good to see that energy, and we were getting people on the stream talking, man, we love this, Groovee. We agree with you. This is great.
Yeah, I appreciate all the hard stuff. I was like, cool, but I was on a rant. But like, my whole point is that it's like, okay, the MORE Act. The big picture, it does seem great, and I was very excited when I read it. Dave was very excited. You know, me and Cannadave here, we were just so pumped, and we want not legalization, excuse me. We want at the federal level something to happen, so that way not all these charges and not all these people are still rotting in jail over freaking selling like 5 bags of weed or some shit. You
Agreed.
know what I mean? So,
Agreed.
You know, all of the bullshit legislation aside, that's the end goal. That why we want it at a federal level, federally legal.
Well, this is the decriminalization.
But then you start getting big business. But yeah, sorry, but we're talking about decriminalization right now.
Yeah, this is just decriminalizing. I believe it goes up to the states then. Get to choose what they would want to do. So for us, if I'm not mistaken, for us in Michigan, we would be good because we already have adult use, we already have medical. Medical can't get overturned unless it's like a 75% majority, and I think that's same with adult use, if I'm not mistaken, because we the people voted it in by legislation in 2008 and 2018. So for us, we would be able to keep our home grows, which is something that's key to me because we posted the article on Friday when they had the vote. December 4th, they had the vote. The whole MORE Act, we had an episode on it. I think it was probably maybe 10 episodes ago, and it got postponed. And that episode, I was heated because they postponed it due to make a coronavirus bill.
Yeah, I remember.
And that bill still hasn't came out to the people yet. So, but they did pass it. They met on Thursday. They talked about it, and they said they wanted to bring it up on Friday. They did the vote. Majority of it, Democrats voted yes. There was a few that voted no, and then majority Republicans voted no, and there were a few that voted yes. So it's definitely a bipartisan issue where you're looking. On the political agenda, there's a majority of Americans, I believe, is like 68% now from the Gallup poll are favor legalization, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't like the whole two-party system. I don't. But the whole thing is, both sides, Democratic usually are more liberal with their thoughts and usually are like, hey, more progressive. And then, they're saying the Republicans or whatever. The thing is, the only thing I kind of see about saying is that, but my whole point is that both sides should see the the progressive side should see the progressiveness in this plan. And then the Republican side should see the financial gain and that small businesses and all these people can grow. And you can grow tons of small businesses, and that's why Dave is very important on staying that. We want fine have the big business, make it commercial, but like let the market still exist how it existed forever, for how it's existed when we believed in it before people would stand their ground.
Yeah, like now you got big tobacco and everything coming in that wants to grow, and with that. Yeah, they're going to come in no matter what. So are we never going to want legalization, or are we never going to want decriminalization? Because, government's going to want to make their money. That's just what it is. They're going to come in and tax it. But here's the thing.
Unfortunately, it's where we live.
That's where the education to the consumers and the buyers who are buying the product need to understand who is producing your product, who is growing your flower that you're going to consume. You're going to consume that. Yeah. Is it Monsanto? Is it Marlboro?
Joe Hashbarrel?
Or is it...
I just made up his name.
Right.
He's just a pothead. I'm just saying, or is it someone that actually cares?
Or is it like some of these brands here in Michigan we can name off, like Glacier Canada, Monster Extracts, exclusive brands. Like these are all small businesses that are growing right now. Lemonade Family Farms. Like these are all small businesses that started out for love for the plant, love to care for it. Money's like not the top thing. Right. For the big corporations, it usually comes down to that. When you see corporations right now investing into cannabis and how it's been, everyone's been saying the green rush for 10 years since, Colorado legalized it, not federally, but legalized it, adult use. Now big businesses have been coming in, like Mad Men. They're coming in. I said this on the Wake and Bake, and I'll say it again here. You have Mad Men, you have like the Green Peaks, you have all these corporate companies coming in. They're spending all this money on grow facilities, but their product's not being bought. It's going down. It's not the good product people want. The black market is thrived for a reason because you've been able to have so many different genetics. People have been able to buy it. You've been able to, there's so many, unfortunately you say this, there's a lot of people that are still doing it, selling it. Because the dispensaries are charging an arm and a leg.
Well, they have to.
And it's a lot of, look at these corporate brands.
That's what they have to do for the dispos to make money, for the grower to also make their money. So it's like, correct. It's kind of a trickle-down effect negatively to the user, consumer, where the caregiver system, as well as mixed with the other systems, gives everyone what they want. It gives the people that need healthy medicine, gives that people the medicine from the caregivers, but it also, if you want, maybe Joe Schmo that just wants to smoke some chronic every once in a while, can go get some adult use. That's the whole point. That's why we want the system open. I don't want either or. I want both. Yeah,
and with the corporations, the one thing I want to finish up on that was...
have your choice what you want.
No, you should. And that's the cool thing about Michigan. They got the boutique shop, the micro business where me or you could start a micro business, Groovee, and we can produce and do all of our own stuff, but you only can sell your product there. That's the whole thing on a micro business.
Go ahead.
I knew where we were at.
Never.
So
we were just adding time.
7 minutes.
Yeah, we had you guys are like, why did he freeze? Like, no, it's okay.
We just had a timer, so we were trying to make it so we can break it up in segments for you guys, so then you guys know as you're listening, there's different segments on there. And we got it right there. Perfect. We good.
I got backup timers. Hey, what did we learn about Groovee breaking every single nail he ever touches?
That's true. And that happened live on our Terp Talk Tuesday the other day. That's why you need to turn into our Terp Talks and our Wake and Bakes. There's always good content, a lot of knowledge being spilled. I mean, we have businesses that are in Michigan commenting on our stuff and educating people, and we're spreading that word out there. Absolutely. It's huge. Tune in. Watch Groovee break his pieces. He does big dabs on Tuesdays, little baby dabs on Saturdays. They're different times of the day. You'll see me sluggish by 9 o'clock because I'm usually in bed. I'm old as heck. So
9 p.m. What do you mean 9 p.m.?
Groovee's like, I can do it late, and I'm like, all right, I can do it late. I'll do it for us. 9 o'clock as late as I can go. I can't do 10. You would see Cannadave can't sleep. By 11 o'clock, you'd be like, no, he's out. Out like a light. But going back to, because if we keep talking, I want to finish up the MORE Act and the corporations. They're spending so much money, and you see them losing money now. Like, they're coming back on their profit sheets, all these companies on the NASDAQ and trading stocks, and they're losing money. Like, they're spending more money. Like, look at Dan Brazilian in his business Ignite. He spent, I forgot how much millions, and his product's failing. Why? Because he's selling sex and his brand. He's not, there's no...
Yeah, never have I ever thought, I need this nug to give me a boner. Never once.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna
I
say that
just
in a bad
want it
way,
to be
but
good weed, man.
but he had.
No, you know what I mean?
But like that's true though. Like you're looking at it for people that have grown, that know what they're doing, and if not, like look at what they do. Like look how they're in the community. Look at what the products are. Follow them. Like these corporations are losing money. Mad Men's lost money. They keep going down. I saw a business that had an outdoor grow. They built this huge land for outdoor grows, and guess what? They're shutting it down because they can't even sell or produce all of it. So like that, people aren't buying their product. Like you maybe it's smarter to start small in cannabis, build your brand, then you get bigger and established. Because not everyone's a cookies. Who everyone wants cookies genetics. Like if it's not genetics and you're growing your own flower, maybe it's a good idea to start smaller and build. I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm currently not. One day I would love to have my own little plant grow. Why? Because I think it would be cool to have my genetics out on the adult use market or medical, but probably adult use.
I feel that.
Just because you can get them out there, and I think more people would be able to have access because not everyone has their medical card, and people don't want to have their medical card. And that's why I want the House to pass it. So then this would change. This would the Senate to pass it. Because would banking change? Would cannabis companies be able to tax write-offs? Like
the amount of domino effect that would have to happen. It would force state legislation to look into things.
Like banks would be like, okay, now that it's federally decriminalized,
huge,
state of Michigan can be like,
processing
we're adult
places,
use.
all these type of companies can make money.
Yeah, like the money should be in banks. It's a business that's being taxed. They're taxing their employees. You're taxing the business, but they can't write off stuff. They can't put their monies in banks because it's too much cash.
Yeah, but it's deemed essential.
Right.
It's deemed essential.
Like,
yeah, okay.
It's just it doesn't make sense, and that's and I get and I hear going back to the MORE Act. I wish it would pass, but I don't think it will because of the Senate and Mitch McConnell. I agree. I've heard that a lot. It'll probably die, and plus it's a Republican-held Senate. Most Republicans vote no on it until we get more Democrats in there. And I don't even want to say that because I wish Republicans and Democrats would just both come together and come up with a good plan.
Right,
but
right,
that's
100%.
the hard thing, though, with coming together in government. There's always
that's always been hard. I mean,
there's always your loops and holes in it, and there's always these like the whole issue is like we read the one main headline. Decriminalization, but what's in the fine print, like Groovee was saying.
That's what bums me out because I really do get pumped about all these changes in cannabis, but then you find out this whole time it's BS because there's 50. Well, okay, that's exaggerating too much, but there's a couple hidden agendas in there, and then all of a sudden now it's like.
Yeah, that's how it was with the coronavirus, the COVID
I was
bills.
Bring it up. I was trying not to, but it's the same thing. Government always tries to pull, and it's bullshit.
Big businesses were trying to get bailouts, then the flights trying to get bailouts. Small business, everybody, and everyone's fighting over who deserves it.
Well, I mean,
small businesses deserve it because small businesses are the essential to America, and that's where I want to go back to the corporations and stuff. If consumers are educated and we can help educate. Or everybody can help educate, not even just us. Right. The corporations won't be able to survive in the cannabis market because they're thinking more money and they're not producing the good quality. The smaller brands, yeah, you're gonna have to pay taxes and stuff on it. I get it. It sucks. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be high prices, but at least you're supporting those smaller businesses that are supplying, helping the community. Like support local, support small. Like I'm all about that. Like Groovee posted his 100%. Support local when you went out to eat. Like that's great stuff. Like definitely in a time right now.
Well, because I mean,
with the year we've had, support local businesses.
Well, to me, what it is, it's kind of interesting that like I'm definitely supporting local business because I like their food and because I really enjoy everyone. I love eating local. That's my personal thing. Don't get me wrong. I'll still go eat at Applebee's here and there. It's not like I won't. It's not really that often, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, like an Outback or something. Yeah.
I'll still eat at that type of place. But my whole thing is, especially during these times, like. You just kind of make the most out of it. Just like I was like, you know what? You can't do shit tonight. I was like, let's go downtown and like get some dope food and go eat it on top of a parking structure. Tight.
Sounds like a hell of an
idea.
idea.
It was fun. But the thing is, like, you got to go. I got to see the city that I love being in the city always. You know what I mean?
Detroit.
So it's like, yeah.
Shout out to Detroit.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Support local. And if you are listening to this, comment on our post, DM us. Let us know. I'm curious. I want to know what you think. We've had people comment on our live stream. We've had people comment on the post we shared. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on our Facebook page. Check out both of them. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious because I saw on both sides positive and negative on all my social channels between LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram to Reddit. So and everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, and honestly,
It's a good first step. And if it doesn't passes,
thank you.
maybe we get another thing in there eventually. But
Yeah, I think
it's
someone
okay.
brought up on Facebook or Instagram to us, kind of like, I wish I could say their name. I can't remember who it was, but someone shouted out and said that they don't think recreational is good and whatnot. And you know what? Maybe you're right. You know, maybe that is right. But moving towards that progression is what's needed. Like, but regardless if it's legislation's going to be right off the bat, it's probably not going to be right off the bat. I don't trust in the government to write legit legislation off the bat. I get that. But the whole point is, like, when I see oh my God, I had an issue saying this on Saturday too. Decriminalization. The issue with that is that helps expunge records. That helps all this other domino effect helps people.
Yeah.
Like Dave was saying, Cannadave was saying, we don't even really understand the effect that it has until it happens. And then from there, let's figure out if this even works. Let's figure out like what works from there. But like, this is maybe the MORE Act isn't right, but decriminalization is.
Something needs to happen because we have states where people can't get access to even medicinal. They can't get adult use. You're getting charged for a joint. Like, come on. And you're getting your life ruined all over a joint.
We're worried about a joint.
The
You're not
UN.
allowed to go outside.
Yeah. The UN.
Give people something to do.
United Nations this week. Actually, that's the third topic we're going to be talking about, which is right now because it goes with this. The UN, United Nations, said it's not Scheduled 1 drug. So that just shows it is changing.
Go ahead, Cannadave. We're on the UN, right?
United States is part of the UN. Yes,
look
United
at that.
Nations.
Maybe we should agree with them. Maybe then. No, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, I hope I hope more countries start follow. I mean, look at the people of the Northwest in Canada, our good friends up in Canada. They're legal fully, but some of their stuff they don't like.
I won't agree with all their legislation either, but at least they have the progressive mindset to make it don't hurt the people over it.
And that's what I agree. The writing in the bill has to be good, but I don't ever think it's going to be completely fair. I can't believe it's going to be completely fair for everybody. I agree. I think some people are going to lose, but I want to make sure small business and home grows can continue because home grow should be able to because it's a plant. Everyone should be able to grow their own. And small businesses hopefully can continue to build brands and corporations won't come in and kill the market. Because if so, like we said, Groovy, I think it's going to go back to the black market. People aren't going to be...
All right, now you're getting the class because that's when I should have had it. The class was too early, but that was a good statement. So,
thank you, Groovy. Thank you. So I wanted to talk about that because that was huge. We watched it. We had it live streaming on our Facebook about it.
Yeah, really, thanks for coming. Hey, everyone that's been commenting on our live streams, they're just getting more fun. And don't get me wrong, we love doing these podcasts, but we've been digging the live streams a lot. So honestly, if that's your thing, you like to interact with us and chit chat with us. We have features already in the works that like we want to start having other things happen. Maybe you could even be more interactive. Stay tuned on that. We'll talk about that. We gotta buy some stuff and do some stuff. Like I said, it's a slow progression, but like I have so much fun stuff we want to do. So more segments and stuff coming ahead. But anyways, yeah, just to close the loop on it, man. Maybe the MORE Act isn't right, but the idea behind it is.
The idea behind it is, and to have it actually passing the House for once, which is crazy that it passed the House.
Baby steps, yo.
Yeah, because usually nothing passes the House. It's usually dead there. And even if, so I think that was one of the first bills to pass House, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's
I
why
might be
said
wrong.
How many times have we been here? Because it's like, we've been here before, just never this close. You know what I'm saying?
Then it goes to the Senate. Then it would be signed by the president.
These conversations is what I'm saying. We just never had this amount of hope, in my opinion. And that's all why we got excited. And like personally, that's why I got excited.
Hey, I'm excited because I've been through stuff, and to see it decriminalized would just be huge. Because anyone that went through stuff like I did, I feel like you might be, I don't know, you could suffer from stuff still. It doesn't matter. It's
honestly, if you're
intense moments.
About that, check what we're referring to. Check out our 50th episode, our anniversary episode. We did, or I think that's right. Yeah.
No, it was the 5-year anniversary of the raid that happened for me.
Oh, excuse me. Wow, I thought it was 50. You're totally right.
The 50th episodes, we went through our whole past, all 50
I'm
episodes.
So sorry.
Took you guys through like a time lapse of it.
Check that episode out because we got a little, and that's like we got depth in. We didn't even dig as far as deep as we could have because
that's just like touching the iceberg.
Well, because that was years of conversation. We were trying to sum up in an hour.
Yeah, check that episode out. Like,
yeah, man, that shit's real. It's not a joke. It's not a freaking joke. So for people to be suffering over 10 pounds or whatever the hell they were trying to like make some money. Like, geez,
like so that's why I'm always for it. I get it's not
especially
gonna be
with
the
probably
best.
trash weed back in the day.
Yeah, that shit traumatized me, to be honest. So like,
Yeah, oh, dude.
to see this is like just like a huge win because it's taking me time. It's gonna continue to take me time, and we'll get more into that more episodes because Groovee knows a lot, and we haven't opened it up fully like
Dude,
Groovee's saying.
Cannadave doing this right now alone, just you hearing his voice on a microphone, sharing his his life, is like it's not easy. Like there was legit PTSD from that shit. Like that shit, like that type of raid. Like you don't. That's not like. Listen, when you go through shit, and that's why people in jail understand this, and like he understands it because he got some charges, like fed, like what they were fed. What are they called?
Yeah, well, I got the
Felonies. They were felony
they're
charges.
felonies, yeah.
That's
But
what
we
I'm
had the
saying.
feds there.
Even though
The
it was BS,
was.
but like, we'll listen to it. You'll hear.
Yeah, check out the episode.
Yeah, but anyways, no, I'm just trying to say is that what I'm trying to say is there's a lot more stories like that. There's a lot more stories where people got bullshit treated over cannabis. So that's why it needs to happen. That's why expungement needs to happen. So.
I agree, and good way to end on the MORE Act right there. Expungement needs to happen, and that's
because that's what we're at. The MiCannaCast movement is just about the activism on the positivity of the plant. We're not saying, oh, this is what needs, this is the legislation. Like, fuck the legislation. I'm just talking about what needs to happen. Decriminalization. It needs to be released on a federal level. Do I know it at what extent? No, man. Does anyone really know what extent? You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't at all.
You're really not going to know until it's there. So we just got to keep making forward steps, not sideways.
I agree. I agree with you on that, Groovee.
Dude, after this conversation, man, let's smoke.
Yeah.
Let's
smoke.
Wait, let's smoke. I mean, they say let's go.
Let's
and
smoke.
And shout out to Big Sean. If you're hearing this, my dream. Because Big Sean was like, let's go, and we've just made a joke out of it. It's like, let's smoke, and that's like their thing, and we've been hooking up with these dudes. If you haven't checked out Woodward Sports, and you're into sports even slightly, any of type of them, they're dope. And they're starting to add more and more podcasts like us and other types of podcasts there that have other markets, I guess I should say. I don't know how to say it. But anyways, let's get into High Life, though.
Yeah, I want to go on that real quick. We're going to be releasing our first review with them, the Element review on Skywalker OG Vape Cart, live resin cart. So that's going to be coming out through their platform. We're going to be releasing a review. I believe it's going to be every Friday. You'll be able to catch a review.
Edibles and like topicals.
Edibles, topicals, vapes.
Like nothing.
No flour, concentrate, or dispos.
Those are specific to our breakdown, our large reviews.
Because we can't smoke weed in the studio. It's an open studio. Not yet. Not yet.
No, you really shouldn't with all that equipment. So either way, it doesn't matter.
That's why you'll be getting those special episodes there, and I think it's perfect content because you guys will like the content they're putting on. It's not just all sports. They got a lot of stuff there. So check them out. They got an e-gaming channel. They have an MMA, which is fighting, which is sports, I guess, obviously. But MMA is getting big, so they have their own podcast. They have Origins, which is the beginning of like different sports stuff. It's very interesting. They have the Morning Wood Show, and then they also got Ant and Corey and Ants episode. So
building, and
and
again,
more
like
podcasts
supporting
in the work.
local. It's local. It's
all
Woodward
local.
Sports. It's gonna be the network. We're on the network. We know we're not a sports podcast, but we definitely hope to have some sports people reach out to us if they're listening from the Woodward Sports that are into cannabis. Reach out. We love talking about it. Cannadave can talk sports for years. I used to play sports forever. We can talk it. But anyways.
And I do want to say one quick thing on that. I do, real quick, because you said sports. The NBA is not testing for marijuana this year.
I did see that. Another freaking applause. Yay. I did see that. That was
no random drug test. So shout out J.R. Smith. You can smoke that weed. I don't know if you're going to be in the league this year, but smoke that weed, chief it up. There's a lot of basketball players that I know have even said they smoke weed and then they play. So that's just what it is. So it's great to see that. I'm great to see it. Don't test I hope they don't. I know it's for this season. I hope they just cancel all the testing in general. I know Major League Baseball, I think, did it this year. It's huge.
Yeah,
that is
dude,
a
that's
huge
what I'm saying.
step.
The steps that's happened. 2020 is they're like, dude, just give the people the weed. like, screw it, dude. This shit's hard enough, man. Got to stay inside 50 hours a day. We'll make them stay inside. Well, we could legalize weed.
We could. But now let's smoke.
Yeah, let's smoke, dude. All right, so High Life Farms. I'm going to pull them up. Well, first off, hey, you want to dump out all the weed on this tray, and I'll pull up the CannaCam so I can do the thing. So if you're looking at the CannaCam, this is the bud. You can kind of adjust it. It's not the best camera angle.
And shout out to Glacier.
Lift it up a bit so they can see it. But and then I'm going to pull up. Yeah, shout out. And then I'm going to pull up.
We'll throw some Glacier Cannon. This will give them some props.
For some reason, it's not showing up. We will make it show up because I said own it. And we say go. Okay, so here's the genetics I wanted to show you. This is what the nug looks like on Leafly. Thank you. That was Max 69. We got it from High Life Farms. So there's Max 69, High Life Farms. That's I would say the nugs look a little more what do I even say? More stemmy, I guess, a little bit more stemmy in person. You know what I mean? There's less nug, you know?
I
See,
think
like
it's
got
more
stem
of
to it. See that stemmy?
yeah, I think it's more of the bottom of the nugs, to be honest, on this batch you might have gotten.
Yeah, that kind of looks like about right.
I don't think you got like middle to top colas, to be honest with you
But
on
Miracle Alien Cookies, it actually doesn't even say the genetics on this, which is actually kind of interesting. But I'll look those up real quick while we're doing this. But
yeah, let me break this up. You continue talking. I'm gonna break
go
it
ahead.
up.
Yeah, break it up, roll that up. Yeah, no, so I'm not. I know there's obviously cookie in it. I just can't exactly remember.
Oh yeah, we got
what is in it. Yeah, I'm not worried about that right now. All right, Mac. There it is. Miracle Alien Cookies. I think it's an interesting name, nonetheless. You ever had? I've had Mac before, but not this. What do you call it? This Pheno, because I've had Mac 1. I've never had Mac 69. I get this like zestiness, like, but it's also got like a tangerine, like a mandarin orange type of thing going on, you know. So okay, here we go. Here it is.
But it does have that alien smell to me, though. That typical alien genetic.
So I'm not super familiar with it. I've had a few, but I've had a few. But so it says bred by a Capulator. I don't know if this.
Oh, sweet.
This specific one is, but I'm assuming that's the genetic, right? That's the geneticist. Okay. So crosses with alien
He's
cookies.
The breeder. He's the breeder.
Okay, so the alien cookies was crossed with a cross that was that was Colombian and Starfighter. So the strain was a cross of Colombian Starfighter, and that one was crossed with alien cookies. Just want to reword that out because I feel like I said that wrong. See, and they say thick, zesty notes, and I get that. Like, I don't know if I would get orange. I say a little orange, but it's like a mandarin orange. It's very specific because it reminds me of like that Chinese food orange, like stuff that I smell like that mandarin.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds weird, but that's what I got when I first smelled it. So that's why I was curious. So you get the alien. It could be a little bit of that alien there too. I mean, it gotta be, right? Oh, you got
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I was digging it.
So for price and pack,
interesting dispo. I got it at Humblebee's.
how much you pay for it?
Cool. Oh, I paid $50, which
50
was
for
their
it.
top shelf. Which, to be honest, down here you're getting $60, $70 A's these days. So
Not bad. 50's not bad.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's really not bad. So, I enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, I wish it wasn't as stemmy, because when I look at it, it is pretty stemmy. Like, and that could be just the bottom of the barrel,
Yeah, it sucks they didn't pull it off for you.
It does have that skunkiness to it a little bit too, though. That like skunky alienness. But I'll be
It
honest.
reminds me of purple alien. The
It
smell.
just smelled when I smelt it, I was like, "Is this dro?" Because it just like the whole bud structure, the smell, it just looked weird. I honestly, I don't know. It could be just the unique smell, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's a smell.
Yeah,
I think it's an
Makes sense.
interesting smell.
definitely an interesting smell. I love how Cannadave rolls up in a can of 2 seconds.
What was I supposed to wait? I don't know.
That's funny. How's it? First rib, all right. Oh wait, let's go through it. Let me move this. We just don't got a lot of room here with both of us.
So price and packaging. $50
Well, the
for
packaging was kind of lame because it was just your normal thing. But at the same time, I can't really. That's kind of hard to judge High Life on that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna not judge that.
We'll go more off just the price.
Well, it does have the THC percentage. It says it's a 50-50. It's got the
23,
test
right? It
date.
said it was pretty high.
It's 23 and a half.
I smoked a little bit of it before, but it was a while ago.
And it's got the test date.
And it's actually relatively recent, isn't it?
October 23rd.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's got the test batch.
See, it's better than 5-6 months of cannabis that's stored in clear containers.
I'd probably give it. That'll probably rank last. I'm gonna rank that one last
Let's
after
move
I.
on for that. Let's do
Aroma, look, and feel. So
yeah. So
the aroma,
you smelled alien. I
smelled
the
alien.
Mandarin.
but it wasn't like pungent. It wasn't. It was an interesting smell. It's more like a satin Latin.
That's why I said it was unique.
Latin.
It was very unique. I wouldn't
Satin.
say it was like open up your walk in the room dank. You know what I mean? But when I open it, there is a smell, so I wouldn't say it's crap either. So you know what I'm saying?
Look and feel.
Look and feel. I didn't like the look. because I don't like stemmy buds.
Yep.
I hate to judge you on that, but that's what I got. So that's why I'm gonna be a little harsher on this category. So I'll probably do look and feel. I'll probably just give it like a 6. Because it looks solid. There's nothing wrong with it. It's light green. It's just like
Yep. Wasn't really
special
sticky.
either way.
More
But
on the
aroma's
dryer.
all right. Give it
Yep.
a 7. So I guess total for that whole category would be a 14. Thought we started breaking them down individually, didn't we?
Yep.
For this post? Okay, my bad. So we're good. But should we write them down the separate ones now?
Oh, I was just combining them like that. Yeah, we can do that. We'll write them down.
Because my aroma was 6 and then my other one was 7 or whatever. So I know. All right, tight. And then yeah, taste and ash. That's where we're at. The ash is all right. It's a little gray, but it's really white.
I
It's
like
light.
it though. I like
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I do like it. It's not bad by any means. I'm just saying it's a little gray to be a little harsh on it. But
I'm holding it
look how
up
it
here
just
like you guys
fell,
gonna
and it
see
just-
on the video.
Yeah.
I should have pulled it up here.
and it fell in his pants. So it's very light ash. It's not like that crap that you like is really, you can tell there's crap still in it. So it looks like it was definitely flushed.
Flush, good cure, good taste. I mean, taste is pretty good. I don't know if I'm getting the alien taste.
You get that orangey type of, right? Because I still get zesty, like an orange. I don't know. I say zest.
I'm not
that's
getting like
probably
a
'cause I
cookie
read that.
taste though. To me, I'm thinking.
I'm not. I'm just getting a mandarin orange. I tell you, but to be honest, like, not a big fan of sweeter buds, so it's not exactly what I would have wanted to buy because I've had some skunkier Macs, like that Mac 1 I've had. was a
Yes,
lot
and that's what I'm thinking, and that's
like
where my
the
head's
alien
going
pheno
to
was in
right
there,
now.
like, heavy, but this might have been, I don't know, whatever the Starfighter.
Did we say what Mac stood for? Did we say that at the
Yeah,
beginning
Miracle
of this?
Iron
Alien
Cookie.
cookie.
Probably
Okay.
said 3,000 times.
All right, cool. Just making sure, because for the longest time, I didn't even know what it was. And
But
then
I
it
will
sounds like
say there
Miracle
is a
Iron Cookie.
taste, and it doesn't taste like crap. It does taste like mandarin to me, so I'm actually gonna give it pretty good on this one.
What are you
It's
giving it?
actually pretty good. Let's do 8 and 8.
All right.
It's pretty solid actually to me because, like, again, I may not want this. I'm learning. I'm trying to judge my taste more off. Does it have a really flavorful taste?
Right.
Not necessarily do I like it because I end up being harsher on stuff than when I don't like the sweeter stuff.
The middle of it's still pretty good. I mean, still got the decent ash and it's still tasting good.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not bad. We're on middle and end too. So middle. I mean, I'm impressed pretty much with it because, like I said, I was a little let down by the look of it, to being so stemmy. But then when I smoked it, I was like, oh, it's like solid. It's not bad. I mean, look at. Oh yeah, here.
It was a little harsh, but the ash is pretty good though. Still.
Look at that. And then I was going to ash it.
And it fell.
Yeah, so that's what we were trying to say. Is it's really fluffy, white, light ash, like a little gray tinted, but it's still relatively like mostly white ash gang. I would give it white ash gang for sure.
White ash gang.
I think I was just being critical, but either way,
White ash gang.
solid. Middle, an 8, dude.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
solid.
where I was at.
Listen, man, and this end category is usually one of the hardest categories to me for people to pass because, like you're the rainbow chip, bro. I can smoke that down to the filter, and it tastes like rainbow chip. Sometimes I get pre-rolls and I hit it 3 times and it doesn't taste like it. You know
Thanks,
what I mean?
man. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying, though. But that's the whole point of like a very flavorful bud versus, So that's why you made it this way. This is already farther than most people do. So.
No, it is. It's tough, and that's holding the flavor all the way through, and that's why we do the end, middle, and end because to me.
You want to break down the categories too after that?
Yeah, I'm gonna break down middle and end real quick on why
Do
we
your thing,
talk
do your
about
thing.
it
Yeah, I was
because
gonna talk
there's a
about
good
it.
reason why. Because I've seen reviews, people do a review and they'll hit it 2-3 times, and you'll have that taste.
Right.
But you get into middle of the joint, you're paying for the whole smoke. You're not paying for the first 2 hits, especially if you're smoking a joint or you're smoking a bowl. You don't want the first hit to be good on the bowl and then the rest of it to be bad.
I still get that sweet orange.
Like
mandarin,
the middle and end is the whole.
tangy.
It's clean. It's a good taste all the way through the middle. So we judge the middle with the ashen taste in the middle, and then we judge it at the end. And how is it? Because you don't want to, especially with the market being so expensive, you want your product to be able to be an enjoyable experience all the way through.
100%.
It's the worst, and it is my biggest pet peeve when you smoke, especially joints, because that's what I smoke is joints, and it continues to go out. Like if you got to relight it,
He gets so frustrated. It's kind of funny, but it's not.
it's like man, I pay $50 and I got to light this 8 times, and now I'm inhaling butane and all that crap carcinogens 8 times just to light a joint. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, take time with the plant. You're supposed to take time and love it.
We're almost to the bottom third now. This is probably when I hit this. This is probably gonna go to the
Bottom third.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're about to judge the end category. Sorry, we like to fill that with
So
the combo.
and we'll be posting this. I know we've been saying it's going to be there. I promise you guys by 2021, beginning of January, we're going to have the website like with the reviews on it, so you guys can see our breakdowns. And then we're gonna break down each of these categories, so you can go back to this document and say they gave the middle, which is what's middle. What we just explained will be in writing, so you can read that and see. Go back to our stuff. Why do we break down price and packaging, and what our explanation for that is? And if you're watching on video, you see my hands moving. I apologize. I talk with my hands a lot. I think
he's
it's
actually referring to like writing when he's talking. He's actually writing what he's doing in his head. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, like, we break it down and we go into a lot, and that's why we do it. I
100%.
think if you taste it a couple times, that doesn't give you the full flavor of something. When people smoke cigars or you're drinking wine, you're going through like the whole experience of it.
A bunch of
same thing with liquor.
Taste good off that rip, right? A bunch of.
I mean, if your flower doesn't taste good off the first hit,
you might not. First off, you might not like that strain. You know what I mean? There could be something done with the actual flower, like it could just be harsh from its like long smoke left in the sun a lot. There's tons of things that it could be. I'm not going to speculate on that, but my whole point is that this is a good way to test all the way through, because if it's got crap in it and it wasn't, flushed right, it's got like crap that's not good for you, it's going to taste like crap halfway through. Everyone's been experienced that.
Yeah, and
you're losing a little bit of flavor though.
You are. I was just about to say that. So it kind of dies out towards the end. But to be honest, I'm still impressed.
It doesn't taste like shit.
Doesn't.
But I will say it doesn't taste horrible. Like I'm still hitting it.
Honestly, I'd probably give the middle an 8.5, and I'd probably give the end an 8 if I go back.
That's pretty good for you, man. That's pretty good.
Maybe a 7.5 on the end.
Oh, now you're being harsher just because I said something. You're being too nice.
Shut your mouth.
You could be nice, bro. If you like it. I'm impressed too, because look, it's still white ash.
Because the middle, I think, had a better taste, and I didn't give it as good as, because through the first third and then even up to like right before the end third, I think it was pretty good overall in that joint. So,
you know what? I'm actually really impressed with this end, because a lot of times it tastes like shit, and I'm still hitting it.
What are you saying?
Like, I'm not sure yet, because I'm still hitting it.
So the high end effects I'm feeling, like I don't even know what it was. I didn't even look at a description, but I'm definitely feeling nice body buzz.
I'm feeling set. Like,
I'm good on that, Groovy. Thank you.
But it's still hitting. I almost want to give it a 9, because if you can smoke down to the filter, that's like almost a perfect 10 to me. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
I'm still nervous with 10s, but let's give it a 9 at least.
All right, I guess I'll give it.
I'll give it a 9. The only reason it would be a 10 is if it had full flavor still. That's why that Rainbow Chip Exotic Genetics shout out really impresses me. But either way,
well, it also goes to the grower and different things too. Goes to different things. But I'll give it an 8 on the end. I'll give it to you on that. It was good, and I gave it an 8.5 on the middle. I think it overall.
High effects. I wouldn't say they were super potent. I mean, they are. They're solid. I feel really calm. Well,
hold on. Let's go back to the high effects. Let's let it settle, because we just put that joint down. Like we haven't even finished that. So let's go with the. Would you recommend and repurchase this, Groovy? Would you? Because this is my first time, I think, trying High Life Farms Bud. Be honest. So we're gonna try more of their product. I don't see it that often, so I haven't tried it. And he's the one that picked it up.
I'm assuming up north? I don't know.
They probably might have like maybe down here in 1 or 2 shops. I mean, we don't.
They might just do a delivery down here, and they have them up there. That's
we don't. I mean, we don't hit all the shops. I mean, we can't. There's so many different shops. We're going and we're trying to figure it. There's just so many new brands coming to the market too. So we'll definitely be trying more of their product. Would you buy this specific strain and this product again? Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it if you're into that, like if you like orange, right? If you like that type, I would definitely recommend it. If you like,
I got more of that alien taste too, but the alien's sweet though too.
But that's what I was gonna say. Either way, the alien, but it's like cake sweet. It's still earthy, but it's still sweet. Like that's cake. You know what I mean? It's still sweet though. It's still actually some of the cakes are very sweet. So never mind. I'm not a big cake guy. But either way, my whole point is that for someone that would like this style, I would describe it, but I would recommend it. I don't know if I would rebuy it, because I really, me, man, I like this gunky, gassier stuff. This isn't just like, you know what I mean? But I don't feel ripped off, and I always say that. I don't feel ripped off. That's a big thing to me, because like sometimes when I feel just feeling gypped in a cannabis purchase, then you already know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
If you're already like, oh, I should have bought this instead, or I should have just called this guy. If you're already feeling that, and you already know how you feel. You already are disappointed. So I'm not disappointed. And I would probably give it still like but because I wouldn't rebuy it, I'll give it a 7.5, 7, whatever. And then high end effects, dude, like I said, man, I'm still gonna give it like a 7.5. No. Yeah, because I'll give it a 7.5, 8 because it's still pretty solid. I'm feeling it. I wouldn't say I'm getting that like real like it doesn't feel like any of that tracer type of like sativa euphoric buzz that you get, like the one that'll kind of mess you up if you're trying to be productive. But it is very body orientated, and I like it, for me at least. That's how it's reacting to me. So, but again, like I'm really just impressed off how good it did off the end test.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, that's a good grower right there. Doing good on that. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 on recommended repurchase. Pretty good. $50, not bad for an eighth. Obviously, I'd like to see it a little bit lower. Because if you're paying that much, I'm thinking
that's how I was gonna go on price.
It should not. It should. Oh, true. Exactly. But I would probably repurchase another one of their strains. I would recommend it if you do want like a nice sedative indica. I feel like it's more of a body buzz for me because I'm definitely feeling relaxed, chill. I'm not feeling anything. I'm feeling more slouched, and I'm feeling just
groovy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm feeling is groovy. Yeah. So I'd probably give it.
Get it?
Honestly, the same as groovy. I'd go 8 on the high facts. Recommend repurchase 7.5. I do like Mac. I don't know if this.
My favorite pheno.
Yeah, I don't know if the 69 is my favorite pheno for sure because I've seen a couple different ones.
I was just going off R&R for like how you feel.
Yeah.
But, like more now, if we're gonna go finally back to packaging and price, I was really kind of disappointed in this category because they're. I mean, again, I don't know if I can really be too harsh, so I'll give you a middle range, high life, just because I don't know what your packaging actually looks like, or if you don't have packaging. To me, I'm just gonna give it like a 5 on that.
That's what I was
gonna do.
What am I
gonna say? You don't have anything, and then this is what I got from the container. And it's just a normal container, which is fine, but maybe they have packaging, maybe they don't, because there's not as much info. There's just the THC percentage.
Yep.
So it's not anything special. But the price, again, I don't want to give it super high or low because I don't feel ripped off. But like I said, I'd like to see it probably like 45, maybe 40, because I just feel like that way I'm spending 50 out the door. Spending over $50, I do have this certain, but it wasn't super bad, so I don't, like I said, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad, because I got so much stem is kind of why I'd like to see the price lower. Like, if I'm going to get not the good nugs, then
and that's
I like it to reflect the price. But, like, sometimes they're probably just bagging it up and they're not looking, oh, this nug is bad. Like, I mean, whatever. Or if that was the genic. So, I got to be a little harsher on this one, too, though, just because, like, but I don't hate it, so I'm still going to give it, like, a 7. Still gonna give it like a 7 because $50 nowadays is like anyone's top shelf, and maybe in comparison to what else the Dispo had, maybe it was their top shelf.
It might have been top shelf. You might be right on that.
But I can't. Again, I'm not giving any discredit towards Humblebee. This is all I got. This is all I got, and I actually will be trying them in an upcoming. Well, whenever the review comes out, but we're gonna have chocolate covered blueberries that I got from up there. So their edible selection and CBD selection and topical selection was very vast for up there too. Just want to plug
Humblebee Provisioning. Is that where you got? That's where we got the wax from. So or the flower. Sorry.
That's where I got the High Life Max 69 that we're reviewing. But so total.
You got 7.4 out of 10, and I was 7.2 out of 10 overall.
Okay, so I gave a little bit. You were a little bit harsher on it, but that's cool, man. Honestly, that's
not bad though. That's not bad at all.
And like that's what we try to say. Like, don't look at this isn't your traditional high school. This isn't a C isn't bad here. Like that's not. It's just kind of like it is the average median. It's kind of what you're paying for. You kind of we weren't blown away, but we weren't disappointed. Like that's what we got.
And that's why we break it down into categories, and that's why the scale is different because you could start off.
We really like our systems.
You could have like
little nerds. It's super cool.
But no, I mean we took time. We thought of this. We wanted to break it down because we want to think of what the consumer goes through.
What I go through every time I smoke some bud.
And that's how we broke it down for all of our reviews. So it's not going to change. We're gonna, like we said, we're gonna break it down for you. Like packaging might not be huge, but price is huge. Price might be huge to somebody. And so we break them into 2 categories and we combine them.
You can make your own judgment. If price is the most important category, look at the high ones that have high. What I mean. That's what you want to look for.
Like and aroma, look, taste, ash. Like we'll go through all these with you. So getting this is pretty good. Like I'm happy. Like it was overall a good strain. Glad we tried it.
Like I said, I'm feeling solid, man. I'm not not high.
Looking forward to trying some of their other product. In their other strains, some flower.
Yeah,
I'm curious if they're cheaper or more expensive in the Metro Detroit market.
I don't know that's the biggest thing is I'm not sure.
Because like you said it right, Groovy, this could be top shelf out there and that would be perfect price. Maybe it's 45 here, maybe it's 55 somewhere else. So we paid, I mean, overall, good. I'm good pick.
Solid,
good pick.
Solid.
Good pick on that, Groovy. I'm glad you stopped in and got that. But
well, Well, that pretty much wraps it up then, right?
Yeah, that wraps up our review on Mac
Right.
869 by High Life Farms.
Tight. Anyways, so last topic we want to bring up before we get out of here. UN, right? You want to talk about that real quick? Or did we already bring that? You said the third topic, but that was already, we're done then?
We did bring it up. We did bring it
okay.
up a little bit, and I did. I know. I said, yeah, third topics,
Sorry,
UN, and then I was
back.
talking,
We
yeah,
don't
and then I was talking about it with it. I'm just happy. It just shows. It just shows again, going back to the MORE Act and our first topic. It just shows that progression's happening with cannabis. People are starting to see that it's not as bad as it was back in the 70s, and what they say in propaganda. There's actually good things with it, good benefits, and if we can open this up, we can get more testing. We can do some more and see what cannabinoids. There's probably cannabinoids we don't even know about in the plant that probably does some great benefits that we might not even know about, and it could be in the raw, it could be in, I don't know. Who knows?
That's a great point.
Extract of it.
Yeah.
We don't know, and
Great way to end it, man.
we don't put enough money into this testing. Imagine if it is decriminalized or legalized, and federal government can start putting millions into testing. Like, what are we gonna find out with the plant? Like
exponential if we can get these type of
cannabis.
things, man.
Yeah,
like I said, you're still holding back your businesses. Like
on tax write-offs and stuff, and that goes to decriminalizing and having all this. Like, and paper, we can use cannabis, hemp. Now with the hemp bill, which is great, we can use that now instead of paper.
Hemp.
Like, so there's just a lot that can be done with it. And like moving forward, so it's just good to see that the United Nations, that's worldwide, sees it not Scheduled 1 no more. I believe,
Boom.
and like that is like killer. That's great. So then hopefully, if we ever travel to Europe or wherever, all the United Nations, any of those places, we can get cannabis. Because if you use it for medicinal reasons, which I think everybody who consumes it uses it for some type of medicinal reason, because I bet you if you ask them, they tell you it.
Down, it's for something that helps you.
Yep.
I mean, at least maybe in your own perspective.
I bet it does.
I'm sure there's some of those people out there that are like, this is just fun. And like,
Yeah, you're probably right on that,
sure,
Groovee.
I
Yep.
can't say. I don't like to say all because you can't say. There's always outliers, but
I would say majority.
On the head, though. I see what you're saying.
I'd say majority.
I hear you. Majority. That's what I'm saying.
So
I hear you. I hear you. Oh, holy crap! I've been muted this whole time for like that last little couple segments. Sorry about that. I went and took a drink. When I take drinks, I mute myself, so it's not like in their ear. So sorry about that. You kind of only heard that last part, but what I was saying. What was I saying? Damn, I was like on a roll there.
Oh,
what were you talking about? What were you just saying?
Don't be putting me on the spot like that.
It's so funny. I love it. So yeah, the cannabis.
Nah, it was definitely good. It was definitely good.
Overall, alright, but it was a solid.
Yeah, overall good stuff. It's just good to see this happening. Progression. UN seeing it, so hopefully we can travel to other states and use cannabis medicinally because everyone uses it. That's what we were talking about. Everyone. I said everybody, and he said not everybody uses it, but probably majority might use it deep down. They use it for some type of medicinal reason.
There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
I had to go back and I had to continue talking about it. So
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was sitting there thinking. Yeah, so everyone deep down has like a thing they're smoking cannabis for, and it helps you. And like I said, that's where we kind of got on a tangent. Okay, I'm sure there's that maybe outliers that just smoke cannabis for fun and just get litty.
Yeah,
titty,
for sure.
It's like adds to their drinking or to
whatever.
Their actual their pills that they pop or whatever they enjoy, whatever their life is like, you know, alcohol or beer, whatever it is, man. Whatever, it's not my place. I don't care what you do with your life. I like cannabis. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but if you want to mix it and have fun with it, that's fine. You want to use it for medicine, that should be fine.
I think a lot use it
and
for
that
medicine.
To me circles back like why I want legislation to open up, or I want legislation to be legit so it can open up to.
There's so much can happen once stuff
place,
opens up, and the legislation is right.
Then
so.
you can expunge people and things could be fair. And oh man.
Yeah, science testing, expungement.
Man,
like it would just open drug testing for jobs. That means actual people could smoke and not get feared of getting their job like canned.
Yeah, dude.
Like it'd be great. There's a lot of things. So I mean, you don't get fired for drinking the night before.
Well, that's the biggest thing.
If
you drink the night before and you show up to your job, why would you?
Or if you take your pharmaceuticals that you're prescribed, that's you're not gonna get fired.
Yeah.
So that's why we do this. That's
probably one of my favorite points that sometimes we talk about, sometimes we don't. But that's the whole point is like it's your own time.
Yeah.
If you're showing up and doing your job well, what's the issue?
Yeah, exactly. If you're performing well, it should not matter.
I mean, like, I don't know. It just shouldn't be an issue because productivity is productivity.
Yeah, it's good to see, it's just good to see it, and that's why we wanted to talk about the MORE Act passing yesterday. Huge news. Obviously, we said it the whole time. We'll see what happens. Yep. Probably get stalled out in the Senate. Nice flower review on
Highlight Farms from Humblebee Provisioning out in Frederick, Michigan, which I had to like travel to because I was up north. But it's
awesome.
It's even more in the middle of nowhere, I think. Because I mean, at least the area it was in, it's like your up north vibe. Exactly what if you've been up north, you know what I'm talking about. And I don't know if you're listening from another state. Up north just means like most of Michigan, just the non-city part.
Yeah, once you go past like Flint.
No, I mean even
up north.
I mean you got the whole UP.
I'm not. Oh, I know. I'm saying from down. For me, I think a lot of people in the city are like, that's up north. Once you pass like Flint.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, I mean, even there's
perspective.
It's
perspective.
Closer.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's perspective.
Exactly. Anyway,
if you're not familiar with Michigan, you'll have to check it out.
Thanks for joining. That was awesome, man.
Also, we talked about the UN, which we just finished up with. Please, if you like this, follow, like us, subscribe. We appreciate it. Share with your friends, family. We're always here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire. And I forgot to say, follow us, obviously, at Cannadave and.
But if you're on YouTube or Face or however you're seeing the video, it's down here. If you're not, it's Groovy Music on the socials, MiCannaCast on the socials, Cannadave on the socials, MiCannaCast site live, Cannadave site live, Groovy site. Work in progress. Yeah, 2021. It's all in work in progress.
We're almost
very
there.
Excited. So,
and then, as always, we're going to say it again. We're here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire.
Peace.
Till next time, guys. Peace.